walking uphill into the sun. It's a great way to start your day. I am not a math magician. I don't know if it means we're a higher species than all the other animals or if we're dumber. Do you guys crunchify your sandwiches too? Just having a chill day, laying in his tent and smoking on the weed. Good morning, everyone. This is Randy with Old Guy Hikes out here on the trail again. This morning I am at Bell Mountain Wilderness, just outside of Potosi, Missouri. Potosi, Missouri. Today is Tuesday, December 5th. It's right at 8 o'clock in the morning. It's about 35 degrees, maybe a little colder here down in the low area. Here's Bell Mountain Wilderness. Okay, so just left the parking lot and we immediately start climbing. So this is an early morning climb. So Bell Mountain Wilderness takes the Bell Mountain Loop. So what I'm doing takes me to the top of Bell Mountain where there's some really nice views, I understand. It's about 11 to 12 mile round trip and about 1,700 feet of elevation gain. So I'm going to start off pretty slow this morning because again it's early and I'm going up first thing. So I really need to let my muscles warm up and all that. So we're going to go pretty slow here at the very beginning. Sun is peeking through the trees up there. It's a little chilly right now, but I think I'm going to warm up pretty quick. Trail is extremely rocky, which is what I expected being in the Ozarks. But lots of rocky cliffs and boulders all along the trail side, with tons of lichen and moss. Very pretty. Walking uphill into the sun. It's a great way to start your day. Hiking in the late fall and winter times is all the undergrowth is gone and you can see quite a bit more deeply into the forest. I really enjoy that. You can see through and see the hillsides on the other side and the sun coming up. Continuing on. just to give you an update, let's take a look at the all trails. I'm about 1.5 miles in, just over half an hour, moving fairly slow, especially up that hill, just right at 2 miles per hour. And we've already gone up around 400 feet, which is why I'm moving at about 2 miles per hour. Now we're doing a little downhill. This is the first downhill of the trip so far. This part of the trail is just very flat and just kind of winds through the woods, so I'm able to pick up a lot of extra speed to make up for the initial ascent. So right now I'm going at about 3 mile per hour pace, so my average is up to about 2.5 miles per hour. So doing much better now that we're up on some level ground, but we do have some ascent to come yet. As we get close to the summit, we still got about 3 miles to the summit, something like that. Okay, so I'm at the split. It's right about just over 3 miles in. So the Bell Mountain Loop is like a big lollipop. The 3 miles from the parking lot up to that point right there is the access loop, or the entrance trail, however you want to refer to it. So we got to backtrack on that later to get back to the car. Now we have a loop of about 7 to 8 miles, I think, total. There was a sign back there a little ways that said if you go right at the intersection, which is what I just did, it's 2.5 miles to the summit. So we got 2.5 miles up to the summit, and then the rest of it will be getting back to the car. I want to make a correction to my math. I am not a math magician. So it's 3 miles up to that split. So then it's 3 miles back to the car. So that's 6 miles of the 12 miles total. So this loop is around 6 miles. So it's about 2.5 up to the summit. And then the final half of the loop will be about 3.5 miles, if my math magician is working. I got my first view of where I'm headed. I don't know if you can see it or not, but that is a much higher rise than where I am now. I'm assuming that's where I'm headed. So we got some climbing to do here pretty quick. I'll show you that when we get there. I'm almost to the top, and that ascent really wasn't all that bad. It never really did get too steep. Here's a little place where people have been camping, and I don't know what, some old concrete block things. Oh, I bet this was a old watchtower or fire tower. I bet that's the base from an old fire tower. So just some nice level camping spots with a little fire ring, and not too far from the camping spot you got a nice little rocky overlook. Here's the view. This is the spot. Very nice. we're the only species that will purposely climb 6 miles to a rocky overlook just so you can sit and have a sandwich and have a view. So I don't know what that means about humans. Just something to think about. I don't know if it means we're higher species than all the other animals, or if we're dumber than all the other animals. But anyway, I'm going to sit here and enjoy this view and have a sandwich and then start walking back down. Do you guys crunchify your sandwiches too? Put potato chips on your sandwiches? Been doing that since I was a kid. Love to crunchify my sandwich. Alright, saying goodbye to my lunch spot. Starting to head back down the trail. Should have about 2 hours of hiking ahead of me to get to the car. I can't pass up a good overlook. Okay, very nice. Back down the trail. There have been quite a few more blowdowns over the trail on the second half than there were on the first half. That was a pretty small one. Some of them were fairly large. A couple of them have had to go around. They were too big to go over, so the trail maintainers, which there are some great volunteers that help maintain the Ozark Trail, but whoever maintains the second half of the Bell Mountain Loop hasn't been out here for a while. It doesn't look like to me. Larger ones that you have to go around. The trail used to go straight through there, and this tree has fallen at some point. Now everybody's going around it and making a new trail. It's pretty tough to get around. Here's one that's a little more difficult. It goes all the way up there, and the root ball that came out of the ground is way down there. The trail goes right through the middle here, and it's pretty tall, so it's just kind of one of those where you gotta kind of work your way over it. Cool. That old tree is just covered with these woody, mushroomy things. I thought it was going to be pretty much all downhill on the way back, but that second half must go down into a valley, which it does. So I crossed a couple creeks, and now I've got to climb back up to get to the split where I get the trail that goes down to the car. So I got a nice little surprise uphill here towards getting towards the end that I didn't see coming, but that's okay. I was getting kind of tired of downhill anyway. Had another little surprise a little bit back. I couldn't video it because I would have been rude, but out in the middle of nowhere, not near a campsite or anything, there's a tent set up in the woods, and I hear a cough coming out of the tent, and could smell strong smell of marijuana, and guy's just chilling in there. I talked to him for a minute. He's doing great, just having a chill day, laying in his tent and smoking on the weed. I guess that's a way to spend the day. Anyway, I'll update you later. We're getting there. Okay, I've made it back to the split where I'm going to be returning down to the trailhead on the same trail that I came up on. There's the sign. That's the way we went up to the mountain, and that's the way we came down from the mountain. So the rest of the way back is just the same trail I came up, so I'm definitely not going to have anything new to show you unless something major changed, which I don't expect. So I'm going to give you a quick review of what I think about this trail. It's great. I really loved it. If you're looking for a little easier time, definitely take the right at the split back there and go up to the mountain that way. It was a pretty gentle slope going up, and it was pretty easy actually. I was actually surprised when I got to the top and I didn't have any major climb. It was just kind of a long, steady, easy climb up. The left split, the way I came back, is much rougher, much steeper, rockier. So if you want an easy hike up, just take the right split, go up to the top, enjoy yourself, and then turn around and come back by the same way, and just ignore the second half of the loop. If you don't mind the extra adventure, which I don't, which it was fine, I enjoyed it, go do the whole loop. Go ahead and take the left split if you want, or just come down by the left split. Anyway, either way, I'm going to give this a 4 out of 5 on the Old Guy Hikes difficulty scale. This is a rough trail. It's definitely not anything to be taken lightly. Lots of opportunity for stumbles and trips. It is long. It's 11 plus miles, and just nothing to be taken lightly. You're way out here in the wilderness, way away from help, so if you were to fall and get hurt, you know, you're a ways away. So that's why I give it a 4 out of 5 in the difficulty rating, but it is worth it. The views are gorgeous. I'll definitely come back in the spring and maybe earlier in the fall and catch some different views and different colors. Anyway, thanks again for coming along with me today. If you haven't done it already and you've made it this far in the video, why don't you go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you haven't done it. And if you like this video, if you enjoyed it, give me a thumbs up on the button down there. And if you want to be notified of future videos, hit the bell. Thanks for coming along again. Hope to see you out on the trail sometime. Bye-bye.